Ain't funny though, so everything's good. Hold on.
On the episodes, I don't know. I might beat you.
Hey, whoa. Hey. I don't know about that, bro.
Yes, sir. Welcome back and welcome to the HBCU podcast. If you are watching this on YouTube, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe before you even get into the video. If you're listening to us on any of the podcast platforms, please leave a rating and subscribe. I'm one of the co-hosts of the show, Good Rising Good People, Bobby K, and my fellow co-host,
Hashim the Dream. You already know what it is.
yes,
and our special occasional guest,
Wale. Nice to be here again. It's been a minute. As y'all can see, for now, I'm not Caramel Brown. I am well done. Vacation
Yes.
trip.
yes.
It was good.
Where'd you go, sir? Why don't you let the people where you coming from?
Outside the US. Anywho. I went to Jamaica.
There we go. How was it? It was nice. The weather and everything. It was brightful and everything was good.
I don't remember all that because the person I was with was my focus. So
I'm
Yeah,
glad you
heard it.
mentioned. I'm glad you mentioned that. It's gonna kind of lead our way to the topic. But before we get into the topic, y'all see-
wait. But I will say the weather and all that was good though. It was great. Yeah.
Okay. Had to preface it. I feel you, brother. Before we lead into the topic, though, because y'all see the title, we're gonna get into it. We got the fun fact of the episode. My guy Hashim got that.
All right. Today's fun fact is just a general fun fact about HBCUs. Black fraternities and sororities are the heartbeat of HBCUs, bringing together young men and women together in honor of Greek organizations. But there's a particular 9 that are the most popular.
Mm-hmm.
And let me see if I can pull those up.
Let's get into the topic of today. We voted on this on our IG. By the way, follow us on Instagram, the HBCU podcast. And the people told us that they wanted to see this one. So we are talking about the best and worst dating stories. Yes, all of us, for those who don't know, are in our mid-20s. And we have our fair share of dating experience. So today we are going to share a couple of said experiences. So we're going to start off positive, and we're going to start off with best stories. I'll start, just to kick things off. So where should I go with this?
Get off your chest, man.
I'm trying to think of a good one to mention. So I'll talk about a recent one. I went on a couple months ago with a particular person. I don't know what to speak to this person, but whatever. I remember, so it was our first date and we went out to bowling, and nice casual bowling. I think is one of the best first dates to go on because it's something that's somewhat competitive, but you can have a fun spirited thing with it. So we ended up going bowling, but it was packed. So we had to, wait for about a cool hour or so before we could actually bowl. So it's damn, hour plus. So they suggested we go to the bar. So we went to the bar, we ate some food. Bowling food was low-key kind of hitting. Definitely the best bowling food I ever had. It shocked me. But so we was there for a little bit, spoke, we was chopping up, getting to know each other a little bit better and whatnot. Fun fact, we met off of a dating app and Hinge. That's the main one that I've seen results from for any of them, to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
We've already spoke about dating apps in a previous episode. But so we got to the lane, we started bowling. So me, being the competitive person that I, tend to be here and there.
Here
and there.
Occasionally. You know what I'm saying? Not too often, but here and there.
You know what my theme song is playing right now, right? That's your bullshit. Matter of fact.
I don't know what you're referring to.
Oh man.
even like that
He's
competitive. Like,
competitive
what is
as
he?
fuck, man.
Why? So y'all just wow.
Crazy.
Anyways, press on, Bobby.
They've been times where we're playing basketball. Bobby act like he's not my friend.
We
Crazy.
not friends on the court if we not on the same team.
Crazy.
Proceed,
Proceed,
Bobby. Proceed.
What you-
Mhm.
This dude
Proceed.
Hakeem acting like he hasn't cursed me on the basketball court.
Proceed.
Anyway, so once we started bowling, I decided midway through just to do a friendly wager. So the wager ended up becoming whoever loses has to pay for the bowling and they have to take a shot. So we ended up raising the stakes and using it for going from one shot to
Mhm.
3. For the people who don't know,
That's a big
I
jump.
don't fucking drink. So I was kind of wilding with this bet, but I was a little confidence in just a friendly wager. And of course I ended up winning. And so we were about to leave, go pay for the bowling. But then they said, oh yeah, the lane is closed. Everything is good. We didn't even have to pay for the bowling. So we went to go to a bar. I took the shots with her, and yeah, it was a great time. One of the best first dates I ever had. And that was that.
Man, was playing his heart out in bowling, man. Man,
I didn't get no gutter balls. I
I
didn't get no gutter balls. That's all I'm saying. So it was a fun time for that night.
What do you think made it good for you? Or do you think it was as good as it is for you for her as well?
I'll answer the first. So the first question, I think what made it a fun time was the natural chemistry I felt like we had like immediately, like just from like we had spoken on Hinge for like a couple weeks, but it was kind of like on and off. So it wasn't like a consistent communication. So we still like getting to know each other a little bit better. Like she was telling me about what she did for work and this and the third and everything. And the conversation just flowed very naturally. And she had like a really strong sense of humor, but like in a kind of a sarcastic way. And that's kind of big for me. That's something I value very much in like someone who I have an interest in romantically. Yeah. You know what I mean? So having that dynamic really set a good tone for the rest of the night.
Okay.
Yeah. So Hashim, as my close.
Wow. Nice,
let's hear a story about one of your best dates that you've gone
on. Okay. So I like for dates. Obviously, if you go on a date nowadays, the guys usually want planning it, right? Bobby,
of course.
You planned that?
Of course.
Right.
I've planned 95% of dates I'm going on.
So I try to find, and this is the good one, right?
Yeah,
yes,
best one.
We're still on positivity right
now. Okay. So I try to plan something that gets you active, that you can see them in not a different light. Also, it's same as Bobby, a little competitive. You feel me? I'm a competitive person.
Oh, thank you, because you trying to shit talk me.
I didn't say I wasn't a competitive person.
Oh, thank you.
I'm just saying, you dumb competitive.
Wale is too.
I haven't played any sports.
Wale, you're competitive too.
Or anything.
Look. Look, they try to act brand new like it's fine. Just me.
Yeah, I am competitive. I am.
Thank you. But good. Proceed, sir.
So we went to Beat the Bomb. I don't know if you guys ever heard of it. So it's like so I'll explain for the people that don't know. It's like a escape room type beat, but with certain activities that you have to do to gather time for the timer for the bomb. They have to try to beat at the end, right?
Mm-hmm.
Which we did. We're certified bomb beaters, polls. It's not sus, but I just have to add that.
Keep going. Just
right? So
certified bomb beaters is
Bobby.
That's a wild
Bobby.
Certified bomb beaters is crazy.
Hashim, proceed.
Anyway, right? So it's just competitive. You get to work as a team. So like, even if you weren't familiar with each other, like I was familiar with her, but like you still get to see each other in that competitive light and work together and see how you work together under pressure. right?
Mm.
And overall, it's fun. You get paint overview. You're in like not like hazmat suits, but like you're in like a suit, white. And then we had dinner after. Went for a walk in the park,
Mm.
and yeah, cool. I prefer summer dates or when it's hot, warmer weather dates over colder weather dates, in my opinion, because you get to do
100%.
more after. Like even like say you went bowling, you get to do more after that. Like even if you want to just walk outside in the park or something.
It was definitely cold as fuck when we
Yeah.
when we left out, and it was like 30 degrees outside. I have a question though. Was this a first date?
No.
Oh, okay, so you have familiarity with the girl.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. That's what's up. I already know who it is, but that's what's up. though.
Bobby, please. My God.
I didn't say anything. I just said I know who he's referring to. So I have a question after Wale says his best story. Wale, go ahead.
Well, I guess best story was Jamaica recently, but the
Ooh.
specific day is we did this thing called flyboarding, and you're on a boat, and they give you like it's 4 separate kinds of flyboarding. You get a jetpack, you get like these boots, a little bike, or hover bike, whatever, or hoverboard. I chose the one with the boots because they said it's the easiest one because I don't know what to expect. And the whole point is each thing propels you, you're going to be propelled in the air with water, like high pressured water, and you basically fly up in the air.
I think I've seen that.
My date was like, oh yeah, I want to do this. I'm like, okay, go do it. It's like, you're going to do it with me too, right? I was like, huh? He's like, yeah, you're doing it with me. I'm like, oh, shit, all right. Because I can swim and all that, right? Because this is over the water, but I'm just like, it's like you don't know what to expect. And she couldn't swim, oddly enough, but she was hyped for it. But then when she saw people doing it and then how they dropped to the water, it's like, oh yeah, I'm not doing this. I'm like, huh? For real? And I'm like, you know what? I'll go first. And I could tell her how it is because they give you like a helmet, the equipment, and the jacket. Yeah, to float. And when I did it a couple times, you had to like use your ankles, and you can't have your knees bent to propel yourself. You have to stand practically to go up. And
you have to be straight up.
Yeah, that shit was hard. Like the man's lied to me. I thought it was like use my core, but they're like, no, because you know when the pros say something, you're like, all right, you take their word for it.
Mm-hmm.
But then I'm like, no, this is where I have to use my core. And next, that shit was exhilarating, bro. Like I was going up high, seeing the resort, the view of the beach and everything. She's cheering me on. I'm like, you know what, this is really good. And then after that, I went down to the sea and fuck it up. And I'm trying to like get that feeling again. It didn't work out, but it was good. And then she was inspired to do it. Got some nice videos, cheering her on. And yeah, it was a good time. It was a great time.
Interesting. Okay. Were you nervous about like how that would go? Like especially being like in the water,
Bro,
or were you just like kind of settled in and you just focus on, well, she wants to do this, so let's do this type of thing?
Listen, bro, she wanted to do it, it's fine. I just didn't think I was gonna do it because I'm like, bro, this sounds like something I will die doing, even though I know how to swim. But
what a way to go out.
I mean, if
what a way to go out.
You gotta go together.
Exactly.
It's funny you said Hashim because she said, oh, when she was going, she was so scared. It's like, all right, like let me get to our final goodbyes. And I said, I'll see you again. And she said the other side. I'm like, no, now, today. So yeah, that was a really fun time.
Okay, that's dope. So the question I had was, I'm thinking about what Hashim said, and he was talking about like summer dates and stuff were like the best versions of the best time to go on a date because it's more activities to do. Which I agree with, by the way. Mm-hmm. But I'm curious, like, do you guys think dates are better when you're still in like the dating stage, when you're still like trying to talk and get to know the person, or do you think they're better when you're in a relationship? Because the reason I ask is like, in a relationship, obviously you guys have a lot more experience with each other and you know each other, but it can also be like you are too familiar with each other, so maybe it might be a little bit dull if you're not doing something like off the wall crazy like flyboarding, or like, you know, again, when you're like just first dating someone. Like, which one do y'all think is like better?
I think it depends on the experience. Like I don't think it matters whether it's like somebody that you don't know or whether it's like you've been in a relationship for years. I think it depends on what aligns with your interests. So like I'm pretty like if I went to go do the beat the bomb with somebody I just met or compared to somebody that or my girl that I'm in a relationship with, it still would be like the same. You feel me? Like it doesn't matter just because I'm interested in that type of stuff. So I still would find that as like a good date, regardless of how long I've been together with the person.
Okay.
That's just me personally.
That's fair.
I would say that it depends on the person you're going on a date with, because your energy and that person's energy have to, they make the date. You could do something on your bucket list. I think that was on her bucket list, but it could be something on your bucket list, something you always want to do. But your date's energy just messes it up. And you probably do it and it's like, okay. And if you try to do it again, you'll probably be reminded of that first time and you just won't be hype anymore. It's just on the chemistry and how you guys interact with each other. If someone's scared, can you encourage them? Can you not? Can you like both be comfortable with, yeah, it's okay. We're not gonna do this. Because you could say something, you could say a date that you had something set up that you both want to do, get nervous and back out. It's not the worst date. It's just that you both agreed, you're both 100% comfortable with not doing it. And you go about your business. It's not the worst date. No, it's just y'all had the same mindset. You saw on the same, you're on the same page, which is always a great thing in a relationship or dating. So yeah, it could be a fresh or experienced relationship. As long as the energy is there, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
You, Bobby?
Yeah.
Feel like you about to have a completely different answer.
No. I agree for the most part. I mean, I just do with the glasses. I think like in the relationship, like if you might be more willing to see, I can't even say that, but what I was gonna say was I feel like you're more willing to experiment because you've probably done like you've already done the dating stage, so you've already done those different experiences together and activities. Plus, being in a relationship is a whole different aspect. So it might be more natural to become kind of dull with doing and figuring out certain other things to do to experience with each other. So you might be more willing to try different things, like, for example, skydiving. I'm never doing that shit because I got a fear of falling. But something like that, for example, you wouldn't do with someone who you just started like talking to or dating with.
But
compared to someone that you have experience with.
My counterpoint to that is, say you did do a skydive, like you go on various dates with it because like you met various people. You've done many different things, and then you meet someone who you like, but then it's like they suggest something, say, "Oh, I did that. No, I did that. I did that. Did that. Did that. Did that." Just like you've done a lot. At that point, would you say dating becomes dull?
No, I mean,
No,
you could, like you said, no, you could do the same things multiple times and have two different experiences. Like I could go to the same restaurant, the same spot to eat with one girl, with girl A, and have a completely better time with girl B, just off of conversation alone, or just picking different food, whatever the case may be, or whatever preceded us going to the restaurant and eating. You feel me? So it's very dynamic. I feel like.
Okay.
I got
okay.
I was gonna say I got another question. Do you still have something to say?
No, go ahead.
So like before we get into the bad parts,
which everyone's waiting for.
We have so like,
everyone's waiting for
like during our time right now, there's a lot of not dates, but just chilling, you know? You know what I'm saying? So it's not a date. So
Nah, what do you mean? Elaborate,
chilling.
sir.
Like it's not a date. Like I didn't ask you out. I was just like, let's chill. Or you just so happen to be like in certain places. I feel like that happens a lot more in college, which is I'm referring to.
Oh, so you're talking about? So what are you asking? Like about dating, like in college, like how dates go in college?
Yeah. Or just like our society now, because there's not a lot of times where it's like there's people be like, oh, I'm dating somebody. No, I'm not dating them. I'm just chilling with them.
I don't remember really going on. Well, most of my college career, I was in a relationship. So the only dates I could that comes to mind to me is the ones I had with my ex. So I didn't like go on dates like pre her at the time when I was in school. So I think the dynamic of that could be weird because like you said, people just have a natural instinct to just chill, to smash, to hang out, but not really do anything that's actually romantic because like at that time in your life and that phase, like, we're going to keep it real. People just want to be in a whole phase. So going on dates and trying to do this whole new experience stuff with other people just to, see if you guys have like a emotional connection. People don't want to do that shit in college. Or let me not say everyone. A lot of people, I feel like don't want to do that.
I feel like you could feel the connection without going on a date if you're just chilling with the person, especially
course, but you mentioned actually going on dates. At some point, you have to go out with each other. You can't just be cuddled up under the bed for 5 months, like
where you just chilling with that person daily just because you have same classes or same clubs or you just see each other and you just,
Okay, but that's while you're at school. What happens when you're no longer there? Like the year ends, like the 2 semesters end, and now it's summertime. What happens now? You guys haven't gone on no fucking dates, but y'all been hanging out in the dorm. Now what?
Yeah, you're on summer break.
Wow. So that was just your team in college? Is that what you're saying?
Mm-hmm. I'm not talking about me. I'm just talking.
No. Of course not. Of course not. I'm just saying in general. You know what I'm saying? So that's just your team. That's just your school team. That's not in the summertime. Y'all just go out there for a week.
Since you're chilling, it's not official that you're actually in a relationship. Then especially if you go to schools that are, say you go to school in like Arizona, but you live in New York, so you go back to New York, and that
was very specific.
And that other person lives in Arizona. I just picked a random state. Okay. I wasn't gonna say Buffalo because you would just say it was me. Okay. But and then the other person's in Arizona. Like you're most likely, since you're not in a relationship, like you both have the freedom to do whatever you want during the summer. Especially with like how society is right now with hot girl summer and city boys. So
All right. First off, Red.
Oh, here we go.
If you this is for the fellas. If you really claim that hot boy summer shit, even the city boy shit, you are a fucking lame. You're a cornball. You're a fool. Stop that shit.
Another good amazing date. One of the best dates I've ever been on was the date I went on when I made it official with who was my girl at the time, right? She's my ex now, but she was my girl at the time. So we had gone on about, I would say about 6-7 dates, right? So, I was in college at the time, right? I was dorming. She lived in the city, she lived in Brooklyn or whatever. And we had gone on 6 or 7 dates, we've talked regularly for about a couple months. Some time has passed, and I am a person that likes to plan dates, or I just, as a guy, like you said, like it's expected for us to plan the dates. Whatever, cool. So I was thinking, I was in the Rolodex in my mind. I was like, okay, I need this to be special. You know what I mean? I think it's the time to like, you know what I mean, make it official. So I'm thinking, I'm like, okay, how can I do this? So I was like, okay, I'm gonna have her meet up with me at the garden, like in the front of MSG or whatever. Just meet me there or whatever. Be like, oh yeah, I got it, like a surprise or whatever. Don't say nothing else. Keep it vague. So we meet in front of the garden, you know, some people there or whatever. We don't know them or whatever. I'm just mentioning other people. And, you know, I say, hey, what's up? Hug. And I'm like, I'm acting like something's wrong. And I'm like, you know, damn, I wanted to ask you something, you know. Will you be my girl? Right?
Mm-hmm.
Corny shit or whatever. But it worked, right? She's, you know, all face, all that shit. It worked, right? Cool. Now we could go on a date. So we ended up going to karaoke.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Sing, you know, our hearts out, you know, all the adulation, you know what I'm saying? Because you know I got vocals or whatever. And well, fake vocals. And after karaoke, we was just walking down Times Square or whatever. You know, she's trying to figure out where we're going to eat. And then I you know, we go in front of Red Lobster and I'm like, yeah, I made a reservation here. Oh, all that shit, right?
This man got money.
Nah. It was tight budgeted. It was tight budgeted, but I made it work. It was tight budgeted. You know what I'm saying? I'm kind of frugal at heart, but whatever. That's been held against me by certain people, but we'll talk about that. But yeah, so we ended up eating at Red Lobster, and yeah, the whole night was just went completely as expected, if not better. And still something I remember to this day, regardless of, you know, what happened after the fact. Yeah. So, yeah. And I did that when I was in college, 19.
That's cute.
Thanks. Appreciate it. I learned from you. I've learned from you.
I learned from me.
I learned from you. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know how you learn from me. I do be spitting some good advice.
I've been learning your ways since high school, bro.
I do be giving some good advice. You guys need advice? Hit up the Instagram page, and then one of these guys will answer you.
What? No. Don't hit up. No. If you want advice, don't. Yeah, you see how he did that? If you want advice from Hashim, you go on his personal Instagram, which is on our podcast page. Go to his personal Instagram and DM him, and he'll give you the best sensei advice you can ever imagine. Okay.
He says he's no. So here's the thing. Hashim just says he's barely on it, right? You send us a message.
Those DMs.
Yeah. Well, you send us a message on the podcast Instagram, right? We will forward that to Hashim. You will relay that to him.
Bingo.
And get his advice and relay it back to y'all.
Fellas and ladies. He don't discriminate. Fellas and ladies, send that to us. We gonna forward it to Hashim Sensei. You got it.
That's fine with me. I'll be spitting. But like I said, there's always a disclaimer with all my advice. I cannot be held for your decision at the end of the day. It's your life. You're a grown-ass person. So yeah.
That's fair. That is fair.
He don't want to be held accountable for saying some shitty advice. That's crazy.
No, I don't want to be held accountable. It's advice. I'm not telling you what to do. It's your choice to take it or not. So you can't come back to me. It's like, oh, well, Shane told me. No, I said that's the option.
Yo, that's crazy. You a demon, bro. You a whole ass demon. That's crazy.
I'm not. That's what advice is. It's not saying you should do this. It's just saying, like, you know, that's something that you could do.
Okay, so why don't you start off, sir, with a bad date that you went on, or a bad dating
worst date. The worst date you've been
worst
on.
date.
I got a couple. And I just remember another good
one. You got a couple? God damn.
Just one. Just one, y'all. Just one, y'all. Your worst. Just one.
Yeah, we'll rotate. We'll rotate so you can say both. We'll rotate.
It was a bad day in my perspective. I don't know about hers. She probably liked it. But from my perspective, pulled up to the restaurant. Met her. blah 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 blah. We've been talking. I met her off a dating app, right?
Which one?
Tinder. So you already know what
God.
type of vibe I was.
Started off, yeah, you started off bad already.
But anyway, we went to the restaurant, ordered food. She's like super introverted. I'm telling jokes. Supposedly they're not hitting. I'm a funny person. She just didn't have a sense of humor. I be getting people weak. I don't know about y'all, but I be getting people weak. And then she ordered food, and then this is I hate going on dates where I gotta eat because I love to eat, right? So
Wait, what?
No, listen. I'm about to say like a sit down restaurant dinner because I like to if I went on a date and I brought her to like Miller's Bobby, I would not order 35 fried shrimp because I like to sit down and enjoy my food, and I finish.
For people
who
don't know, I know why you said that.
And I don't talk when I eat. I dislike talking while I'm eating. I like to finish my food, enjoy my food, and then we can have a conversation. So whenever like I go out in groups, I usually eat and then I join the conversation. But yeah, I barely had food. I was like, damn. And there's so much food left on the plate. I'm trying to keep this dead conversation going. She had no interest. She didn't do nothing besides watch TV and work. Yeah, it's pretty boring in my opinion. But I think she liked it.
Was that y'all only date together?
Yeah, cause I ghosted after. I'm really just wasting my energy here. So,
do you think that part of the reason the chemistry wasn't fully there with you guys was because of the fact that y'all met off of Tinder?
No, I think it's the fact that she was just boring. I
tried. Because
I met some very interesting people.
Like Wale, you could back me up. We know what the reputation is of meeting people off Tinder.
Wait, disclaimer. I don't use dating apps at all. It's just from the grapevine. I hear Tinder is like rent a hoe, basically.
Damn.
For both sides or some shit. Like, that's the impression I got. That's the impression. No. Shh. That's the impression I got. I've had homies say, "Oh, I just go on Tinder just to get something to clap." I'm like, okay, all right. I never
get something to clap.
Yeah, I never heard a girl's perspective on it, but they be saying there's a lot of fuckboys there, or is this one of those things where it just stops them from wanting to go on dating apps? They just say Tinder is a disaster, but that's it. I have never used a dating app. I don't plan on it. I'm not going to. So I don't even need to.
I think the facts. I think the girl's perspective of Tinder is a lot different than the guys. But that's for another day. They have thousands of people.
That's another day, Bobby.
Who's next?
Bobby, you're gonna go last, actually, Bobby.
Yes, so,
I don't know if this counts as a date, but my worst date was, backstory. And I remember exactly where I was, in the city for someone's birthday in 2021. And I got a random text saying, "Yo, Wale, text my friend right now." Like, she texted a friend saying, "Yo, is Wale single?" He's like, "Yeah, I think so. Tell him to text this person now." And I'm like, and he's like, "Oh, someone said for you to text this person right now." I'm like, okay, whatever. I tried to keep an open mind. Mm-hmm. I talked to this person on the Instagram. I was like, "Oh, okay, all right." Like, normally not my type, but I'll keep an open mind. Went on a couple. Long story short, wasn't feeling it. And then the last date, because I didn't feel like explaining to them on the phone or a text that I wasn't into them. So I went on a date with them, told them I wasn't interested in them like that. Like, we shouldn't date anymore because I'm just not feeling it. And yeah, I'm not built for this, but I saw the disappointment in their eyes, and I'm like, shit, this hurts me. Like,
I mean,
because I never rejected someone. I never was the type. I never rejected anyone before. I don't have that much dating experience compared to y'all. You know what I mean? So when I had to reject someone, it's mostly been me liking someone and them telling me they're not into me anymore, they lost feelings, or someone else. Like I never had to be on the other side of that table for that. So yeah.
I feel like that was very mature of you. Did you after you said that, did you stay and like?
No, we went home. We
Okay.
we parted ways after that.
Okay.
How did that experience feel, since that was the first time you had to be like in that
I didn't
type-
like it.
You
didn't like it because it was like a first time doing it, or you didn't like it?
It was the first time me doing something like that.
So once upon a time, you know, it's funny how when you meet people in certain settings, you know, you might meet someone at a park, you might meet somebody in a library, you might meet somebody in a group setting. And it's so interesting, the personalities that you meet in group settings, you know? So once upon a time, I met this young lady. Met her in a group setting. Majority of the night, didn't really converse. I was gonna say conversate, converse. But you know, towards the end of the night, as everything winded down, had a brief conversation, whatever, with a couple other people that were part of said group. Nothing crazy. Cool. Second time I see this person, group setting. We're out. It's about 12, 14 of us or so. Someone we know was also there. Not going to mention who they are. They know who they are. And towards the end of the night, there was like, you know, this person is sick, so to speak, you know, they're whatnot. So I, being the gentleman that I tried to be, you know, assisted this person, made sure that they were safe, make sure that it was cool, get some water, maybe they had to hydrate and whatnot. And, you know, based off of that, there was certain, you know, connection. So exchange of numbers, so on and so forth, right? So call this person and I decided, you know what, let's go on a date. Why not? You know what I'm saying? I sensed a little chemistry there, you know, whatever the case may be. So throughout the week, we're speaking to each other and we're talking about, oh yeah, we're gonna, you know, what the day's gonna be like. And I give this person two different options of what we could or could not do. And I could tell this person was kind of inexperienced in this, you know what I'm saying? No shade. But I could tell this person was kind of inexperienced in dealing with this because they was kind of uncertain, unsure of like what they really wanted to do, whatever. So the day comes and all of a sudden, last minute, they completely changed the plans, you know? So I have a question for you guys before I continue. Do you consider it a date if you're going out with a person among a group of you guys? Mind you, their group of friends or homies. I'm curious.
Me, no, because if you're telling me you want a double date, like there's you want to. I only.
Oh, it wasn't a double date, sir.
I know. I'm saying the only group date I consider an actual date is like you have maybe a pair or maybe another pair, like triple date, like boy girl, boy or whatever the relationship is, whatever it is. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's everyone is in a relationship and you're all gathering as a set of couples doing an activity. But if it's a random mismatch of just friends overall and you're the outsider being the datey, then no, I don't really see that as a date. That's just me.
And this is the first date, right?
Right.
No.
Cool. So we go out in this thing. So I decided, since everything changed or whatever, it's a group thing now. I hit up one of the homies that you guys are familiar with. And I said, hey, bro, you mind linking up with me at this thing, whatever that, we're doing, blah, blah. He's like, oh, all right, I got you, bro.
Yeah, really chill.
What? Exact. Okay. So, but he comes maybe like 30 minutes or so after me and this young lady joins her group of friends. And, we chill, you know what I'm saying? It's a wild, time is fun, you know what I'm saying? We play like a little game at the table, everyone's eating, they're drinking. Of course, I ain't drinking shit, whatever, but it's cool vibes, right? Entertaining, all types of shit, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, and it was summertime, Hashim. Nice weather.
The best things happen in summer.
Right. Best things wild shit happens in summer. So Bill comes and, it's a little pricey. Not gonna lie, because, drinks and food, you know what I mean? It was a good amount of us. It was probably like 7 or so of us, whatever. A little pricey. So my food wasn't that much, not gonna lie. I just had food and a regular drink. I didn't have no alcohol, nothing crazy, right? So what I decided to do was, okay, I'm going to pay for my food and I will pay for half of whatever the person I brought with me got. Just trying, I thought that was fair. Apparently that was an issue because once we got back into the vehicle, boy, the tension was high. The conversation, the energy was a little off. Apparently the tension was that I didn't fully pay for her portion of her bill.
Keep going. Thank you for
Cool.
clearing that up.
Cool. So I come back to the drop-off location of where her vehicle was, and we have a nice little send-off or whatnot, good night kiss, whatever you want to call it. So I'm thinking everything's cool. She mentioned something that the group is supposed to be doing the next day, so we might link the next day. Cool. I'm thinking everything is copacetic. Why a couple days later, I hear from my homie of mine that this young lady was talking shit about me, asking or referencing me in a subliminal sort of way. Now, if that person, that homie of mine, wants to refer to whatever I'm referring to, that's on him. But I found that interesting because I thought everything was copacetic and cool. But I guess it goes to show you that you're not always certain about how things go on the date until after the fact. Because they'll show and tell you one thing, but then after the fact, you ain't shit. What made it the worst date was the fact that shit got changed the last minute, because I'm a planning type of person, especially when it comes to meeting someone new and meeting someone that I have a romantic interest in, right? I'll do something spontaneous, but it's not my preference. I prefer planning shit out. So the fact that it was a last minute plan, the fact that it was us doing something, not just individually, but doing something involving friends of hers, that changes the whole dynamic, that changes the whole conversation, the whole everything. And then the main thing is the fact that even though I thought the date went well, I was told from a third party who wasn't even there that this person was saying shit about me in a negative way. that made me look at it like, wow, like, I must have been a demon this whole time. I didn't know that. And it was ironic coming from the person who was saying this stuff about me. But I just found that interesting. And I called it the worst dating experience because I should have probably known better than what I decided to try to do. So I was more so upset with myself, honestly.
I'm gonna make like 2-3 comments.
Please do, sir.
One, that wasn't a date. So I
thank you.
That was y'all chilling. Like I said. First, I'd never been on a date or a first date where if it's a date, I'm paying for both people, right? And it's just me and them. So if I were to go in a group setting for a first date, I don't think they should expect me to. That's not even the first time chilling. I don't know what to call that, bro. I wouldn't have gone in that situation. That's what I'm saying. If it was me, I would just be like, let's reschedule.
That's why I'm saying that that's why I'm saying that's where I'm at fault, because I kind of put myself in a awkward situation where it was like, oh, are you expected to do this or are you expected to do that? You know what I'm saying?
You could have like either reschedule or made it clear that it wasn't a date, right? And it's okay because y'all chilling. And I think you shouldn't have. If you were gonna pay at all, you should have either not paid at all or paid the full thing. I think paying half did more damage than not paying.
Why you say that? But why is that the case though?
I wouldn't have paid at all.
Oh, okay.
Because that's not a date, and I could explain to them after we're going. I really don't care because you're in the whole setting. But if I invite my friend and you have your friends,
and we could be friends till the weekend. Okay, I'm sorry. I had to
this is that's not a date. I feel like a date would be, and especially that wasn't planned. I feel like date would be like between you and that person, or if you're going like a double date, like Wally said. But that wasn't the case. So I feel like there's, and then the ending. I don't know what. I'm confused, but
what are you confused about?
If you said it looked like, so you said there was tension in the car at the end, but you guys end up kissing after. I'm confused, and then I don't know. You said there's plans the next day.
Well, it was referenced that the lady and a group of friends were going to do some type of thing or whatever, some type of meetup or whatever. So I thought that it was a possibility that I could go. You know what I'm saying? And they would tell, she would reference me like, oh yeah, we're going to meet up here, blah, 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 type of thing, right? To continue what happened that night. But it never came to pass that I got the official invitation or whatever, which I thought was kind of odd, but I was like, okay, whatever. Maybe they didn't do it. Maybe it was just their thing, girl thing, whatever. But again, once I got the message sent to me, can I say who sent me the message?
No.
Okay, cool. Once I got the message sent to me, it's so hard to just yeah.
You can if you want. I don't care.
Once I got the message sent to me, but it was eye-opening. It was a interesting feeling I had at that moment. Similar to what you said, Wale, before.
My final remarks. There's errors across the board. Both sides that should have been rescheduled, or established it wasn't going to be a date. Just y'all chilling separately. They shouldn't have expected you to pay for that in that sense. especially if you weren't like drinking. I don't know what the bill was looking like, so I can't give a
It was,
perspective on
a
that.
little pricey. It was a little
But
pricey.
and then I'm still confused about that. But that's dating. You learn, you live, you learn. You could take that experience and bring it to the next situation that you're in.
Of course.
You know me?
Absolutely.
And if you need advice, you know, you could have asked me prior, and I could have helped you out right there.
You should have gave that person advice.
I wasn't contacted prior as well, so you know, I'm always open to answer texts if I'm not sleeping.
Well, that was fun. That was fun to speak about. That was fun.
What was I was gonna say something else. Okay, that's fine. We could wrap it up. If you want.
For sure. Wale, do you have any final thoughts, sir?
No, it's a blank canvas now on me.
I say my final thoughts. Still, summer dates are better, or when it's hotter weather, or location wise, you could go a different location. Better weather is better because you can do more, especially later at night. Communication, very important on dates. And picking the person that you go on dates with is important, just because if they don't like vibe with you, they could vibe through text and not be what you want in person, but you know, cut it off if you're not interested. Don't tag them along. And yeah, thanks for watching.